Hello everybody out there, this is Seto Kaiba from your Yu-Gi-Oh! Chat channel, and today I'm profiling for you a Seto Kaiba deck. Now, what is a Seto Kaiba deck, you may ask? A Seto Kaiba deck is a deck that's based on the character Seto Kaiba from the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. Now, first off, I know this deck is thick. It runs 46 cards, but this deck runs like a champion. Um, this deck, I know, uses some banned cards, so you can use it in traditional format if you wish. But if you want to take these cards out, you can if you want to. But this deck is just so fun to play, and like any character deck that's out there, you should know that it's going to have some banned cards. Like originally, everybody ran Pot of Greed originally in Yu-Gi-Oh, so you know that's going to be banned. But so I built this deck with some main components in mind. So first, let me explain to you some things. I know it doesn't run all of Seto Kaiba's original cards like Sagi, Blue Eye Shining Dragon, Judge Man, Polly, Kaiser, Paladin Dragon, Kaiser Glider, False Raider, Disc for Imp, Spirit Dragon, Ancient Lamp, stuff like that. It doesn't run this stuff because it's hard to get out. Trying to get Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon out in this deck is hard, unless you're running a random poly. Otherwise, you'll be running this deck at 40, like 8. But this deck is more based on a deck that Seto Kaiba would run with Blue Eyes support, because your main objective in this deck, you have three type of engines. You have Blue Eyes engine, XYZ Metal Tank engines, Crush Card engine, and you also have Chaos Emperor Dragon. Sometimes this card can single-handedly win you duels. So this deck has got a whole bunch of different things it can do. So for the Blue Eyes engine, you have the 3 Blue Eyes. Well, first, let's go over the deck. We run 3 Blue Eyes, 1 Chaos Emperor Dragon, 1 Volse Raider, 1 Lajin, 2 Z Metal Tanks, 2 XYZ X Cannons, 2 Y Dragon Heads, 3 Paladin the Dark Clown. This card is awesome. 3 Mass Dragons. I know he didn't run this card. I know it's Blue Eyes made it, and this card wasn't even around. It's still not even out. But if you want to make Blue Eyes come out more and make this deck competitive, you have to run the 3 Maidens. You have to, 2 Kaiba Mans, 2 White Stone of Legends, 1 Guard of the Storm Dragon, 1 Blade Knight, which he did run, 1 Cyberjar, which he did run, MSTs, Heavy, he did run Enemy Controller, Monster Reborn, Swords, Shrink, he did use Shrink, Pot of Greed, he used Pot of Greed, 2 trade-ins, 2 Cards of Consents, 1 Megamorph, which he did use, Bottomless Meoforce, Ring of Destruction, which he did use, Crush Card Virus, you know he used this, and Call the Haunted. That rounds out the deck. So let me explain to you some of these combinations with this deck. I know Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon's in here, but it's pretty much there for nostalgia. If you wanted to add a random poly, or the 3 polys in here and just make this deck thicker, go right ahead, be my guest. If you want to make it more competitive even, just put Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon in there. But I'm trying to stick to the theme of what Seto Kaiba would probably use. So the Blue Eyes engine. You have Blue Eyes, you have Mass Dragon to search out White Stone of Legend. If you have Trade-In, you can use Trade-In. If you have Mass Stone of Legend, you can get Guard of the Storm out. If you have Mass Stone of Legend, you get White Stone of Legend out to get a Blue Eyes to your hand, which searches even further, which gets you a Trade-In maybe. You can trade up, draw 2 more cards. If you have Kaiba Man in hand, then you could use that, get White Stone of Legend, summon a Blue Eyes. If you have Maiden, that just helps you get Blue Eyes out. Kaiba Man helps you get Blue Eyes out. White Stone of Legend just helps you get Blue Eyes to your hand or make Blue Eyes Silver Dragon. Chaos Emperor Dragon. This deck I think runs like 6 darks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, something around 6 darks. 6, yeah, something like that. So it runs 6 darks. So this card can come out late in the game and can win you the game, really, if your opponent is really committing to the board. These 2 guys are in here for nostalgia purposes, and also for the fact that they are actually strong normal beaters you can use in the game, actually. They're still pretty decent. The tanks are hard to get out. The tanks are very hard to get out. So to do that, I used swords to stall, so you can stall long enough to get the tank parts up and running. I also gave you Call of the Haunted, so if one of the pieces gets destroyed, you can normal summon one of the pieces, activate Call of the Haunted, get another piece, and do your thingy. Pet is there for stalling purposes. He also, if you have a crush card, you say I had this and this first turn. That's awesome. That is legendary because I place this card down, it gets destroyed. I get another one out. I activate this. Your opponent goes, fuck me. This deck I played. I built this deck with my friend in real life recently. I pretty much the only thing he gave to me was crush card because I never had a crush card, and I think it was just an extra trade-in. I gave it to him because I didn't have the, and me and him used this deck in real life at our locals recently just for fun. The deck beat an E-Dragon deck. It destroyed it. We were like, crush card. He's like, well, fuck me. It was very funny. He's like, well, there they go. But it was very funny to watch. He got a bad hand. We got lucky, but crush card. It was just awesome. Crush card is just a. This card needs to stay banned. It's just too mean. Enemy controller works well. Heavy because we don't want to destroy our back row so we can get our plays off. Pot of Greed. Shrink is very useful, believe me. Say I place this card face down. Oh my gosh, he's going to destroy a metal tank. Nope. Okay, use another metal tank next turn. Make my one of my tanks down here. So it can be useful. These are just the basic tanks. It's hard to get the big ones out. It's really hard to get these three out. These two come out the most. Blue Eye Silver Dragon comes out the most. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon's in there if you want to add Poly. Megamorph is awesome. Cyberjaw is awesome when they destroy it, and then you draw into a Blue-Eyed Maiden, and you put it in attack mode, and they're like, well, good sir, thank you. But this deck is fun to use. It's fun to play. You can play it in traditional format if you wish. If you want to play it in real life, these cards are really not hard to get a hold of. When these guys come out, you pretty much could play with this. But this is a Kaiba character deck, so it's based off Seto Kaiba's deck. But it's a fun deck. There's so many different ways to build a Kaiba deck, but I try to build it competitively while staying with tradition. So, till next time, everybody, Seto Kaiba out. Take care, everybody.